Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. Everyone's been asking us for the past several months when we're having another spay and neuter voucher sale, and we've got a date. We're having it February 3rd. It's going to be at PetSense here in Sylacauga on Highway 280, and we'll be there from 9 to 12. So this is put on by the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. So if you have any questions, please message us on Facebook. You can also send us an email, and our email is theferaldogsofavondalemill@gmail.com. The vouchers are $30, and that's for spaying or neutering a cat or a dog. So we're only there until we run out. So make sure that if you need that, need a voucher, then head on down there and get in line, and let all of your friends and family know if they need to get their dogs or cats fixed, that we will be there with those vouchers. And so we appreciate all of our donors who have supported us to help us have this opportunity, and we certainly thank the Talladega County Commissioners who were able to get a good bit of money for us this year to go towards spaying and neutering. And thank you so much for recognizing the fact that that's how we're going to solve this issue here in our area. So, and these vouchers are also good for residents of Talladega and Coosa County. So make sure you come out and buy one of those vouchers. Now, I want to get right to our guest because we have so much to talk to her about. This is the second time I've had her on here. We have Meredith Dempsey. She is the owner of For the Love of Dog, and I'll let her talk about her business there, but she's also an accomplished artist, and we didn't get to talk to her about her art last time. So Meredith, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So let's talk about For the Love of Dog.
Yeah.
What all do you do there? Now Meredith is in Alabaster. I didn't mention that, but
yes.
What do you do there?
Yeah, so the bulk of my business involves boarding dogs that have more special needs, so dogs that are more stressed out in larger commercial kennel settings. My kennel is smaller and it gives a more at-home feel. So it tends to have those dogs that maybe don't thrive so well in very stimulating, loud, larger kennel environments.
Okay.
They do well here at my place. There's more enrichment, there's more group play time, there's more outside time, it's quieter. The other thing that I do a lot of is training, and sometimes I combine those. I do board and train programs as well as boarding. And I also can go into people's homes and provide in-person training.
Okay.
The unique thing about my business is that I also do a lot of work with nonprofit animal organizations like Feral Dogs and Sylacauga Animal Shelter. I provide what's called a sponsorship service, and people can pay for a highly discounted rate to have a long-term resident shelter dog come and stay at my place and benefit from the quieter kennel life, the more enrichment that I described earlier for my regular boarding clients.
Well, it's certainly amazing when I see these videos that you do and see the pictures that you take. You're quite the photographer also.
Oh, thank you,
we have so many beautiful pictures because we have dogs at the Sylacauga Animal Shelter or dogs through the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill that have participated in this sponsorship program with Meredith. And right now she has 3 Sylacauga dogs, and they appear to be doing really well.
Yes.
So here's one of them. Here's Elton right here. So I've made your dogs there the pets of the week.
Good,
so
yeah.
Tell me about Elton. How is he doing? Because he's been at the Sylacauga shelter over a year.
Yeah, so what I find a lot at my place, and the beautiful thing about the pictures and the videos that you enjoy, is watching the transformation in these dogs. So these are dogs that you know at the shelter to be very timid or afraid of new things, not liking other dogs, not really liking human attention. And then they come out of that shelter environment to a more natural home setting, and you see them blossom. So Elton was very scared of new things at first. The little turtle shell tucked his tail at new things, and fast forward 24 hours later, he's blossoming, tail up, playing in play group, going on walks, you know. And so he's been a really good demonstration of how dogs can kind of blossom out of that shell when they come to my place. He's a total sweetheart, great with other dogs. He's a Velcro dog, so he always wants to stick by your side, very affectionate.
And we have the different volunteers love him.
Yeah.
And I know Liz Jones, that's her favorite. And this one is Cole. So this is Lynn Averett's favorite. He's been at the shelter also about the same amount of time that Elton has.
Yeah.
And he's had the wonderful opportunity to be able to spend some time with you. So tell us about Cole.
Yeah, so I think one of the most amazing aspects of his transformation at my place has been his behavior in playgroup with other dogs. He came to me with a history of maybe not being good with other dogs, and at my place he's been in a playgroup with 7 other dogs and done really well. He obviously is very cute to look at, those short stubby legs with that big head of his. He's very affectionate, he loves people, he's doing great with the other dogs. He hasn't had an accident in his kennel, so I feel like he's pretty well far along with house training. He's just a more mature, kind of grown-up dog that I think would easily fit into any adoptive home without needing a lot of training to acclimate to the house.
And he is such a sweet dog.
He is very
He and
sweet.
Elton both are. I mean, when we walk them. But Cole is he's always been very respectful on walks, and he's just so good.
He's a very mature gentleman. That's what I tell him a lot, is he's a very mature gentleman.
And we hate to see these dogs at the shelter for so long, but at the same time we know that they're adoptable and they could be great pets for someone. So you want to try to keep them there so that you can find that home for them. And Meredith she does an amazing job, because with your pictures, with your videos, we advertise it on Facebook, and usually we're able to find somebody, because you have a lot of followers, and we're able to find people that will want the dogs. And certainly we want to adopt them out to anyone who needs a dog and loves a dog, so local adopters too. But now we've got Kobe up here. Now Kobe and Kemp were 2 puppies at the shelter that were their whole litter was abandoned on the side of the road, and we had a portion of the litter that went to a rescue in another state, and then we had a few of them that were left, and 2 of them have now been adopted, and poor Kobe is still out there looking for a home. But look how sweet he is with you in that picture.
Yeah, he's been one that has really, really blossomed. Growing up at the shelter, you don't really get exposed to a lot of new things, and so he came to me pretty scared of everything that was brand new. And within 24, 48 hours, he had a total swap, and he is one of the most energetic, playful dogs in playgroup. He will make you laugh. He'll come up to you and give you hugs. He loves other dogs. He's riding in the car well. He's going on walks. He's acting like what people would think a normal dog would look like. And, contrasting that to the behavior that he had at the shelter, which was, very scared.
He grew up there, so he doesn't know anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But now he does, because he's been with you, and that's very helpful.
And I think with the reason why I do pictures and videos is to document that. When people ask, how is the dog with other dogs, I like to show them the video. Well, here's how they are with other dogs. Or, here's a picture of him at the drive-thru at Starbucks getting a pup cup or something like that, And so I can document how they are in these situations that the shelter environment has a difficult time putting them in.
Absolutely.
You don't always have staff that can facilitate a play group, or enough volunteers that have enough time to take them out and about to a pet store to see how they handled walking past the cats there, for example. And so it's a big positive, as I'm kind of like a foster home in that way, in that I can expose them to things that adopters will want to know how the dog interacts with.
And I don't know if people really realize how important that is, because you don't know when the dog is at the shelter. There are a lot of things you can't know about them unless they have that opportunity. So with Meredith and her generosity of allowing us to have shelter dogs, and she works with other rescues also in the area, we're able to know more about those dogs. Just like she was saying, we can give you information if you're interested in adopting about that dog's personality, about how the dog does with other dogs, about, there's so many quirks and things that you can know. And so it's such a unique opportunity to be able to adopt one of these dogs from your setting, because you know what you have. And let's spend a couple of minutes talking about that, because it's hard to walk into a shelter setting, especially a shelter. We have so many adult dogs in this area that need homes. And we also have a lot of puppies that need them too. But it's hard to walk in a shelter setting and know the dog. So, we encourage people to come out and walk the dogs. We encourage them to come out and meet the dogs, or take them for a doggy day out, or take them to meet their pets. But how long does it take them for you to really see their personality?
That's a really good question, and I don't think my answer is going to be as straightforward as maybe you'd prefer, because the answer is it depends on the individual. Over the majority of the dogs that I've sponsored from shelters, normally I would say 80% of them take about 12 to 24 hours to kind of demonstrate to me their true personality. So if I get a dog that's very scared, shut down at the shelter, it probably will take them a day or so to kind of reverse that and start to shake it off and get more comfortable and kind of show me what their real personality is like.
And then we always encourage people, when you adopt, to please think about it and adopt, and know that you're going to keep that dog and give it some time, because if you give it a short amount of time, you're not going to know truly if the dog is doing well in your environment or not.
And another thing that I would like to say is, fostering a dog is an amazing thing too. When you're fostering a dog, you're not committing as much as you are when you adopt a dog. And so when you foster a dog, the dog is still legally owned by the rescue or the organization that you took the dog from. And so, if you give it 3 weeks and it doesn't work out, you can tell the rescue that, and the rescue will take the dog back from you. If it does work out, adopt the dog, right? And
Absolutely.
you've helped out not just the dog that you fostered, but also the other dog that's now taking that dog's empty kennel space. So you always save 2 lives whenever you foster or adopt a dog. The other thing that I'd like to say is, a lot of people judge a dog's behavior in kennel, in the kennel environment in the shelter, and that's totally, I don't recommend it. You get dogs that are barking, lunging at the gate when people come in, and people think the dog is aggressive and they write him off for it. In reality, that dog's probably very frustrated. It wants your attention so bad, it's literally screaming at you to take you out. And so always give the dog a second shot. Don't take them for face value of what they demonstrate to you in the shelter setting.
Absolutely. And we just appreciate, again, that opportunity to have these shelter dogs there with you. So if you want to sponsor a dog, then you can do that through your website, correct? Or Facebook. You can get to your website. And then you can also contact Feral Dogs or the shelter if you'd like to sponsor a dog, and we can get it all set up. And of course, don't forget that Meredith also has a regular boarding and training facility. She isn't just there to help the rescue community. So if you need a unique situation that is a beautiful setting and a lot of one-on-one time, it looks like, and time for the dogs to interact with other dogs, then she's got a wonderful boarding facility for you. Now, we don't want to forget your art. We got a picture up here. We talked so much about the dogs. You do such beautiful art.
Thank
So how
you.
long have you been painting?
So I'm 32, and I've been doing art since I was 13.
Okay.
So a long time. I've been selling art for about 10 years. So I think I sold my first painting in my early 20s. And it all started when I was fostering for a dog rescue in Georgia. And they invited me to a Sips and Strokes night where you paint your pet. And all of the other foster parents were like, "Oh my gosh, Meredith, you're so good. Can I pay you to do my painting?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, maybe I should do that." And so that's how I got started into painting people's pets. And I think my favorite thing to do is to capture the personality of the dog.
Absolutely, and you do.
Yeah.
And there's a horse.
Oh yes, I do horses too. I don't just do dogs. I paint off of a reference photo. So I've done dogs and cats. I've even done a cow before, and horses. Yeah, that was my 3rd horse that I've done. So, and these are all oil paints on a piece of thicker, like cardstock type paper.
And so do people contact you through Facebook primarily and send you a picture, and then you can paint their pets from there, and they can just commission you to do that?
Correct, yes. Just send me several pictures of your pet. I know you guys have a bunch in your phone, and I will let you know the best one that I think is good for a painting. And of course, I can edit it, right? I'm like an in-person Photoshop. So, I can add a background, I can take something out. So Yeah, just send me a picture, and then I paint off the picture from the picture.
Well, your art is so beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
So you're talented in so many ways. You not only can speak to the dogs and help them, but you can also paint them. But,
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the show again, and we'll have you on sometime in the future
Sounds
because there's always
good.
such good information that we get from you.
Yes, I'd love to.
And remember that we have our spay and neuter voucher sale February 3rd at PetSense, 9 to 12. So make sure that you spread the word and message us if you have any questions. And we'll have more Daybreak after these messages.